And welcome to the Hannah Filmore Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Max Spiller, and of course, I'm joined by Coach Filmore, and you have brought a special guest today.
Yes, so this is Taylor Pittman with us today. She's a senior catcher for us. She started her first 2 years at East Central in Mississippi, and we've been lucky to have her the last 2 years, and she's been a really integral part of our season starting out already as catcher behind the plate. So
Awesome. Well, I want to get your feedback on the series against Mobile. Two at their place, one at home. What do you take away from them?
Mobile is always a tough team. They're a top 25 team, coached very well by Allison Cook. I will say I think we have made some good strides since our first weekend in Gulf Shores. There's a lot of things we did better. I'd say statistically we out-hit them most of the weekend. Just had a little trouble leaving people on base, not moving runners in, things like that. I think we pitched well enough to win a couple of those games. I think the main thing that hurt us was just leaving people on base and just some defensive errors. We usually have one bad inning that kills us for the rest of the game, and sometimes it's hard for us to come back from that. A lot of times it leads with a leadoff walk and then a hit, and then it goes to an error, and then we kind of get shaken up a little bit, and it's hard for us to kind of respond to that. So I guess moving on, our biggest thing is getting people on base and getting them over and getting them in. So
So moving to you, Taylor. So it's your senior year, came from the JUCO level, like Coach Filmore mentioned. So how's making the jump from community college to D2 level? How's that jump been from you, and what are your favorite memories coming up to Spring Hill now?
Yeah, it was super exciting to get the opportunity to come here after playing 2 years at the JUCO level.
I don't know. You transition pretty well. That Mississippi JUCO league is very competitive. So I'd say coming right in last year, you kind of killed it right off the bat. Now I think you feel more confident and comfortable.
Yeah, I came with a familiar face, so that definitely made the transition a lot easier. Meadow, we came from East Central together, so that definitely helped the transition a lot, just to have that familiar face. But I've grown to love all the girls here, so my favorite memories here has to be with the girls. I love them so much. So
yeah, definitely coming in first year and winning a conference title. I mean, that's got to be something too.
Yeah, that's a big one.
All right, yeah, and this season so far, you're batting .522, hit your first home run for you and the Badgers this season against Mobile. What can you say about your batting and what you've learned from Filmore or just any of the other girls that have tried to give you tips? What can you say has transitioned into your game?
Yeah, I mean, just working at it every day, and I felt like I was kind of struggling, like, in the scrimmages, like, preseason, like, hitting the ball, but I think, I was just thinking too much about it, and, I finally, like, let loose, and I think catching has helped a lot with seeing the ball, and, yeah, so.
Yeah, no, that was going to be my next question. Like, being behind the plate, you're calling the pitches or you're signaling to your pitcher about what to throw for the batter. But when you're up in that batter's box, it is a different angle. But would you say, like, seeing the rotation on the ball or seeing how it's coming into the plate is able to help you, okay, I need to swing my bat earlier or later or wait on the changeup or swing early on the fastball to help you get into play?
1,000%. I think that catching it helps you see the spin, honestly. Like, that's a big thing for me. Like, I feel like I can, like, see the screwball coming, I'm going to get jammed inside. Let me go ahead and swing. So, I feel like that is a big help.
I got you. All right. So in the game on Saturday against Mobile, I saw you, Taylor, make one spectacular pop-up catch behind home plate on the defensive side. And then there are also some plays in the field that I saw, like, help stop some runs late in the game. How would you say the, like, spectacular defensive play from you and your team, like, help fire you up just to keep the momentum going into the offensive side?
Yeah, when plays are made like that, it's such a momentum shift, like, to our side. So it's so cool to watch and to see my teammates do that. That fires me up, actually.
Yeah, being able to control the pace of the game is important, and when we take that momentum back, it's huge, especially late in the game when it's kind of been a boring game back and forth. Good pitching, good plays back and forth, and then everybody gets kind of in a lull in the middle of the game, and then the play like that really fires everybody back up. So,
Yeah, well, all right. So we're going to talk about what's coming up in the season. When we come back, you're watching the Hannah Filmore Show on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel.
This is the way down a path that leads to a place upon the hill, led by thought leaders, activists, and Jesuit princes. Among the hill is where tradition and a strong desire to do and achieve reside. Ingrained in rich tradition, filled with purpose, fueled by passion. Spring Hill College is for those who seek more.
Welcome back to the Hannah Fillmore Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. We had a great talk with Pittman.
Yep.
She's been doing great. And now I just want to quickly step back to what we talked about from the defensive side. So Destiny Pierce made like at least 2 or 3 layout plays from pop-ups that could have gone the outfield, drove in 2, maybe 3 runs at least.
Yep.
And then obviously Pittman made 1 behind the plate. So just seeing that effort out on the field, how do you see your defensive coaching? Like as a coach, how does that feel to see your coaching come out and like they're making the effort? How does that feel to be a coach? And see that?
I was so fired up for Destiny. Really, it's nothing that I've been doing with the girls. They have it in them. I've seen it in them from the beginning. Destiny absolutely killed it in the fall. She's so great defensively. She's such an athlete. And she's been big for us at shortstop this whole time. And I guess I was just waiting on the moment for her to be confident in herself. So in the fall, she did a great job. But I think, offensively this spring, she's been fine. She's been confident. She's been, doing her and being successful. But I think on the defensive end, being in a position like shortstop, she's just been kind of nervous, maybe nervous to mess up, nervous to let her team down. And so I think it was really that third game against Mobile at home. And I think she just made that play, and it's exactly what I've seen in her the whole time and what she knows she can do. I think when she finally did it, it really was a breakthrough moment for her. So that was awesome. And it wasn't just one. Once she made that one, I mean, it's been ever since then. So that was a game changer, a momentum changer for sure.
Yeah, no, because I was sitting right next to some other players on the statistics side, and that there was one where it just went like it was a pop, and it went like, oh goodness, gonna get in the outfield, and then she just dove and made it. And we're like, oh my good, like
Out of
it was
nowhere.
amazing.
But that's the kind of plays she makes every single day at practice. So it was just a matter of time. So yeah, we were fired up about that.
Awesome. So looking ahead here, coming up, we have Montevallo. What has been the preparation from seeing the squad on the film?
Montevallo is always a good team too. They're 4-3 right now. It looks like statistic wise that they have a freshman pitcher that's come in and doing really well right now. They have a returner pitcher who's doing really well right now. And then some of their returners are obviously hitting really well right now. And like us, they've played good competition up until now. And so we're excited. We have them tomorrow here. Our preparation mostly is from a coaching standpoint too. Me and my assistant has tried to figure out a way to obviously push more runs in. We haven't really had a problem hitting the ball. Our approaches haven't been bad. It's just we get runners on base and then we leave them there. And so we're trying to figure out how to move the lineup around to really get runners in. So that's been a very big concern. The other thing that wasn't that great against Mobile was our base running. So we focused on base running a lot, just being more confident and being smarter on the bases. We had a couple of situations where we got caught falling asleep or in a rundown and things like that. So base running's been a big thing. Really positioning them to score runs. More runs has been a big thing. But the weather's kind of messed us up this week, so that's kind of been a bummer. But yeah, we're excited for tomorrow. The girls have been working really hard, and I feel good about it. So
yeah, so that leads into my next question. How important is it going to be for your team to drive in those runs, especially like you said, Montevallo having a good offense? Just how do you stress to them, hey, let's get a good hit into the field, hitting the gaps, so you can take those leads going in to the defense?
We know that we can do it. I think a big thing is, their mentality's been good in the box and their approach has been really well too. I think we just need to get a little bit better at the pitch selection that we're looking for. So when we need a right side hit, obviously, jump on that outside pitch, we usually get right off the bat. So they know the importance of it, and I think just being a little selfless in the box and being able to put down a bunt when I call it and things like that, execute hit and run, so those types of things.
Gotcha. So defensively, what's like one of the one things that you want to take away from Montevallo, whether it be catching the fly balls when they happen, or like getting strikeouts on the 0-2 pitches, or just getting out of the inning, like two outs, just trying to get that third. What would you say that you would want to win on the defense?
You know, defensively, our main goal usually, first and foremost, I feel like this is for anybody, but no leadoff walks. In the past games we've had, when we lead off with a walk, we kind of unravel from there. Walks, then it's a hit, then it's an error, or it's a walk, then it's an error, or leading off with an error. So we talk a lot about at practice, you know, no leadoff walks and no errors after an error. So those have been really big things recently this week. And I think the other big thing is, you know, they have some fast kids, and really keeping those fast kids off base. That's a big thing. So we shift defenses to keep those really quick kids off the bases, and then pitch the best we can to their 3 and 4 holes. So
Got you. So speaking of pitching, so that last game against Mobile, you talked about it earlier. It's like that one bad inning where they got 3 runs. Turk started out, then you brought Curry in, pitched shutout, had no other runs. How's that pitching sequence going to happen with Montevallo? You know, bringing in who you need to close out the inning.
Yeah.
In the game.
You know, we're still trying to figure out the best pitchers to throw off of each other, and how long to keep them in, how many times they can make it through the lineup. Turk's been doing a really good job. She did great against Mobile. I think really it's just finding out when to have that momentum change and switch pitchers, and that's from a coaching standpoint too. But Turk does a really good job. All our pitchers do a great job, but I think too on the offensive end, it'll help the pressure that the pitchers put on themselves if we start, you know, scoring more runs. Like I said, they've been pitching this whole weekend with little to no runs, and that just puts a lot of pressure on them. Not that they shouldn't be able to carry that weight and do the job anyways, but I think offensively, if we get the job done, I think pitching-wise, we'll be fine.
Got you. Well, thank you so much for your time, Coach. Looking ahead, yes, we got Montevallo coming up tomorrow, and then we got another one against them at their place on Tuesday.
Yep.
Any last words for the fans?
Nope. Just come out and support the girls tomorrow. So.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much. You've been watching the Hannah Filmore Show on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be back next week.